Give it up for Jacob, everyone.
Hey everyone. I'd like you to go through your life from inception to today, and you may find there's only 1 to 5 moments where you made a decision and it just changed the course of everything. Maybe you broke up with someone, maybe you married someone, took a job, quit a job, joined the army, moved somewhere. But for me, one of my 5 moments was the moment where I said, "It's climate or bust." And I hope that was your moment too. I told myself, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I don't care what. I got the skills, I got the talent, I'm just gonna do it. But I had this thing, right? Climate anxiety. Maybe you've heard of this. It's where you kind of feel helpless, small, worthless, whatever. There's a big problem, right? So I had this for, I'd say 20 years. And I actually experienced the opposite of that. I don't even know if this is a word, climate positivity. But it can exist. And at the time, 2020, I was like, climate positivity. I think I'd more likely to see these Koch brother guys at a Greenpeace rally than climate positivity. But it happened. And it happened because I found something called Project Drawdown. Maybe you've heard of it? No? Yes? That's good. Project Drawdown really inspired me. What they did was they went top to bottom, the best scientists in the world, looked at everything with a fine-tooth comb. They said, hey, we got all this science, climate problems, but we don't have climate solutions really scientifically nailed down. So they came up with this list. Yeah, and if you can't see the slides, let me know, I should stand here. They came up with this list. It's got 93 things on it, everything we gotta do to stay under this 2 degrees threshold, even 1.5 if we really are daring. They got food waste. Number 1 thing to do to keep under 2 degrees. 40% of food thrown away. We'll hear more about that tonight. Refrigeration. Who knew? Huge emitter of greenhouse pollution. Bioplastics? What the heck is that? I don't know, but it's on the list. So I literally was like, I'm so positive. We did it. Like, we know what to do. We solved climate change. Who's doing it? Who is doing it? Where do I go? How do I get paid to do it? I had all these questions. What do I need to know to get one of these climate tech jobs that I keep hearing about? Well, it turns out there's actually a lot out there. Dozens of Slack communities. I'm sure you've all joined at least some of these. One of them has 25,000 people work on climate. It's crazy. Maybe you've seen this. This is a spreadsheet of over 600 resources. Nicole Kellner put this together. It's very impressive. But if you do the math, 600 resources, if you looked at one resource a day, it would take you 2 years. I don't know if we have that kind of time, but it's really amazing. You ever get notifications like these every day? Like, what are you going to do, like when you check Slack? How are you going to avoid FOMO? You're going to miss out, or you're going to have a fear of missing out on something. So I had this idea, Earth Day this year. I said, let's do a handbook. A handbook is actually pretty common, right? Like employee handbook. Maybe you've seen army handbooks, survival, leadership, improvised weapons. They have all sorts of handbooks out there. What would this one look like? What would a climate tech handbook look like? Well, I have an idea about that. We talked about the maze, but what if you had like a straight line? And what if that straight line was where you belong, where you fit in, where your talent and skills matter, and you have a way to get there? And then there's this problem. I hate this problem. I'm sure you all hate this problem. Like, you found the perfect fit. You're like, I'm working for that company. I don't care. But then you don't have like a fancy tech company on your resume. You're just like, you did a boot camp and you're like one of 10,000 million UX designers, whatever. It's like, what the heck? So I want to solve that too. And it's happening. It's happening. We have a great community. You're a part of the community. You didn't even know it, but you're like writing the handbook right now just by looking at me and listening to me because you're here. So congratulations, you're helping. This is an open source project, the code, all the designs, whatever, the content. I don't own any of it. It's whatever we want it to be. These are designers, developers. These are people that want to prove that they got what it takes. And that's the best way to do it, right? Is a resume going to help? Maybe, but proving it is even better. And I'm just the conductor, so here I am conducting. Here I am. If you want to connect, you can also just talk to me. My name is not that popular, so just look it up. And now, I ask you to close your eyes. And I'm watching. There we go. That's good. Close your eyes and put yourself in that moment where you said, it's climate or bust. I'm going to do what it takes. I don't care what it is. I'm just going to do it. Maybe you remember that moment. Maybe it was 6 months ago. Maybe it was a year ago, 5 years ago. I don't know. But here you are now. What would you say to that person? What would you tell that person that they should know to get you here? What do you wish you had known? Open your eyes. Look at the person next to you. Wave hi. Get to know them. And after the event, I want you to tell them that thing that you just told yourself. And we'll see what happens, okay? All right, we got a great show for you, Nancy. Kick off the first speaker.